Welcome back. Find a comfortable sit, one where your spine feels like it's long and your sitting bones heavy on the ground. You might want to use a bolster or something underneath your sitting bones so your knees are a little bit underneath your hips, underneath the level of your hips. Or if you prefer to sit on your knees, find that comfortable sit where you can soften not just your legs, but your neck, your shoulders, your spine, and allow yourself to expand rather than contract and feel uncomfortable. So, if you need time, allow yourself to explore. And if you're finding yourself comfortable, close your eyes and breathe deeply towards the sides of the pelvis. Soften your eyes back, almost as if something was pulling them towards the center of your skull and even further back. Soften your neck, your throat, your shoulders. Begin to take deep inhales through your nostrils. But imagine that something behind your nose and even underneath your heart is pulling that breath in. And exhale softly. And visualize your heart as if it was being pulled by your pelvis and your pelvis was being pulled by something in the center of the earth. So heavy pelvis, heavy heart, compressing down towards the earth. And even as you connect with that heaviness, your sitting bones connecting with the ground, and there's a heaviness in that meeting. There's a lightness in your spine as it grows towards the sky. So lift the low belly slightly. Lift your armpits up slightly. Lift the back of your skull, back of your neck. Let it grow longer towards the sky. Take a deep inhale here. And a soft exhale. And again, deep inhale. And a soft exhale. One more time. Deep inhale. And soft exhale. Continue breathing naturally, allowing yourself to observe the sensations. And as you imagine your sitting bones connected to the ground and the heaviness of that meeting and your heart compressing down, imagine that your legs are roots going into the earth. And as you take another deep inhale, imagine you're pulling the waters, the deep waters of the earth through your legs and the inseam of your legs, as if there was an inner fountain that goes up through your pelvis, past the cave of your heart, following the river of your spine into the cave of your skull. And when you get there, hold the air. And even as you hold, sip a little bit more. And a little bit more. And a little bit more. And hold. Take one more sip of breath. And exhale it all out. A few seconds to breathe naturally. And again, follow that journey as you draw the deep waters up through the inseam of your legs, past pelvis, through the river of your spine into the cave of your skull, and hold the air there. Sip a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and hold. And even as you hold, try to soften your neck and your shoulders, and behind closed eyes, look up gently. Take one more sip of breath. Soften your eyes and exhale out. Breathing naturally. Connecting with your breath and the sensations. Writing your breath down further into the depths. And trying to keep that depth. Bring your right hand, and it's a hollow fist. So instead of like pressing it, let it be soft, and bring your right hand, your right fist to your left collarbone, and give yourself 5 taps or slaps there. And switch to the other side, left hand, left fist, 5 times there, right collarbone. Bring your left hand down, breathe, feel. Now both hands at the same time behind the corners of your jaw, right underneath the earlobe, 5 times there. Hollow fist. A few seconds to feel and breathe. Now right hand, right fist. The part where the muscles of your chest meet the muscles of your shoulder, 5 times there in that crevasse. Bring your right hand down, breathe. Left hand, right shoulder, right chest, 5 times there. Few seconds to feel. Now bring both hands to the sternum, middle part of your chest, and begin to give yourself a few hits there. Heavy fist. Explore different areas of your chest, underneath your chest. Go in opposite directions, right hand to the left one, left hand above your chest and to the right. Bring them back to center. Begin to draw a line down to the belly button. Continue with one hand only. When you get to the middle part between your belly button and the end of your sternum, 5 times there. Bring your hand down to your right thigh. Breathe. Now the crest of your hips. So you can stay sitting. You can lay down if you want for this one. Find that place where the muscles of your legs meet the tissues of your hips, or the front part of your pelvis, around your genitals, and 5 times there. Breathe. Now sitting down, bringing your legs in front of you. Bend your knees. Find that cave that is underneath your knees, and 5 times there. Opening the dams, letting your rivers flow, lymphatic system, but there's something beyond that. So think about the possibilities that are underneath your skin, something more than just blood flow. We're more than what we've been told. So try to connect with that. Try to connect with those rivers, those fluids. And the last point, right above your ankle and around the Achilles tendon, 5 times there, heavy fist. And cross your legs. Close your eyes if you're not there yet and allow yourself to get lost in the echoes of your own touch. Deep breath. Now we're gonna do our double breath, so it's gonna be 1 deep inhale from the size of your pelvis, so towards the size of the pelvis. So instead of just belly breathing, so it's gonna be towards the sides of the pelvis, as we did yesterday, holding with the horseshoe of your hand. You can do that. There's a mosquito bugging me. So the horseshoe of your hands right above your hip bone, and then deep inhale, another deep inhale. So you're pressing your hands out, and exhale, let it fall through your mouth out. So you can keep your hands there if you want to connect with that idea of expanding towards the size of the pelvis, or you can bring them down if you feel like you're connecting more today. Or halfway and with the hands pressing and the other half without them. So your nervous system recognizes what we're trying to do here, recognizes what we're trying to do here. So take a deep inhale in preparation. And a soft exhale. And we begin. A little bit faster. 10 seconds more. On your next exhale, exhale all out, and at the end of the exhale, hold the air. Even as you hold, soften your shoulders and your neck. Connect with the idea of your heart pressing down towards the pelvis and the earth. Take a soft, long inhale. When you get to the top, hold the air again. Sip a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and hold. "15 seconds more. Take a deep inhale. Hold at the top and exhale all out. Allow yourself to breathe naturally. Notice what you feel. Now bring your hands down to the ground. Take your bolster out if you had one. And bring your hands to the ground and go into your all fours. Sitting bones pulling back, knees pushing forward towards the ground. Find the heaviness on of your bones towards the ground, and find the cave in the inner part of your hand. So you're pressing mostly on the moon, on the pinky moon of your hand. So baby hands. And find the weight of your body swaying side to side. Sitting bones pulling back, knees pushing forward towards the ground. Bend your elbows a little bit. Now bring your hands a little bit forward so they're not right underneath your shoulders. And now bring your elbows towards the ground, to the ground. And your knees back so your hips are at the same level of your heart. So if you're too way up, so if your hips are way up, bring them down by moving your knees back and align your hips with your heart. Find that heaviness in the meeting between elbows and the earth. Keep pushing with your knees down to the earth. Lift the low belly. Keep breathing deeply towards the sides of the pelvis, pressing down with your elbows. Keep your sternum protecting the front of your heart. So instead of just sinking in completely or curving up, you're kind of in the middle. So your sternum is protecting your heart from collapsing down to the ground. Even here, begin to find a little bit of a internal rotation of your legs, so your heels are soft and you're barely touching the ground with your toes, and your heels are soft towards the side, so they're kind of going towards the sides. Soft feet to the sides. Lift the low belly. Breathe here. If this is too easy, move a little bit back with your knees. Keep breathing deep towards the sides of the pelvis. Find a little bit of a shake here on 5. Deep core activation. 4. Deep breath. 3. 2. 1. Go back into your all fours. Breathe here. Now, begin to move your sitting bones back towards your heels. Tuck your toes under. Continue breathing down to the sides of the pelvis and bring your sitting bones close to your heels, closer to your heels. And you can even touch your heels with your sitting bones, so your pelvis is heavy towards the ground. Breathe naturally here. Allow yourself to feel the sensations of your deep core activation that we just did on our elbows. Continue breathing down to the sides of the pelvis, even as you connect with your natural breath. Now, another deep core activation. So imagine that even here, your inner thighs and your thighs are internally rotating. You're pressing your knees down towards the ground. Your sitting bones are close to your heels. Now begin to lean back. Long belly. Lift the low belly towards the back of your heart. Bring your arms to the sides and your palms are facing forward. Lean back. Even here, your knees are pushing down towards the ground. Low belly is lifted. Lift your armpits up a little bit. So imagine there's a balloon underneath your armpits and you're inflating that with your breath. Lengthen the back of your skull. So instead of dropping your head back or your chin coming too close to your chest, lengthen the back of your skull. Deep breath here. And as you exhale, come back and come forward. Soft hands in front of you. And take another deep inhale to move closer with your sitting bones to your heels. Long belly, low belly is lifted. Exhale, come back forward. Soft hands in front of your chest. Inhale, hands to the sides. Sitting bones moving closer to your heels. Lift the low belly. Exhale, forward. Now, begin to add a movement of your hands, but it's a movement that doesn't come just from your hands and your arms. It's an inflation. So deep inhale, armpits up. Exhale, arms and lean forward. Sitting bones pulling back even here, knees pulling forward. Lean forward. Inhale, fly. You don't have to go too far. You can come back as you exhale and then just a little bit, closing the gap between your sitting bones and your heels. And exhale, lean forward. Couple more. Deep inhale. Exhale, forward. Last one. Deep inhale. This time, tension your arms. Against that tension, open the wings and fly. Exhale. Bring your hands down to the ground. All fours. And allow yourself a few seconds to feel swaying the weight of your body side to side. Continue breathing deeply here. And now slowly moving to the ground with your belly. Breathing towards the ground, almost as you could press your belly button towards the center of the earth. Bring your forehead to the ground. Let your heels fall to the side so your big toes are touching or barely touching. Your heels are falling to the sides. So your legs are internally rotating even here. Deep breath to the sides of the pelvis. Feel your breath as it expands towards your kidneys. And as you continue breathing, begin to slide your fingertips on the ground forward. Separate your forehead off the ground just a millimeter or two. Continue breathing down to the sides of the pelvis. And you're barely touching the ground with your fingertips, moving your hands forward. Observe what tends to get tensed. So if there's a tension growing on your legs, soften that. Deep breath. Continue moving, sliding your hands back and forward. Notice what tenses. Soften that. Deep breaths to the sides of the pelvis. Separate your forehead a couple millimeters more. Using your breath to do that. Connect with the sensations on your mid-back. And bring your hands together, interlacing your fingers. And soften completely, putting your left cheek on your hands. Or your temple on your hands. Breathe here and feel. Letting your breath expand and grow towards your back, your lower back. As it pushes down and there's no more space for your belly to grow towards the ground, so it goes back around the kidneys. Take a deep inhale here. And on your next exhale, bring your hands to underneath your shoulders and come back to your all fours. Bring your sitting bones closer to your heels. Use your breath to grow with your spine towards the sky. Deep inhale, inflate forward and up. Baby hands, low bellies lifted. Exhale, sitting bones pull back. Chin comes closer to your chest. Let your spine come closer to the ground as it deflates. Now take a deep inhale, inflate forward and up. Soften your elbows. On your next exhale, bring your chin closer to your chest. Separate your knees off the ground. Slowly move into your downward facing dog, but let your breath guide you. So instead of just rushing towards the pose, let your breath take you slowly into it. Moving your feet, letting your heels get closer to the ground, alternating one foot and then the other one. Moving your hips side to side, deep breath. And slowly begin to come forward with your feet, walking forward towards your hands. Bend your knees here, forward fold. Sitting bones pulling back even here. So instead of trying to go into what we typically would do, which is lengthening your legs or strengthening your legs, instead of doing that, let your sitting bones pull back and bend your knees as much as you need to so your belly is heavy on your thighs. Separate your feet as much as you need to as well. So what you used to would be something like closing the gap between your legs. Allow that to be big, so your legs are separated as much as wide as your hips. Bend your knees. I know it's different to what you usually would do for a forward fold, but allow yourself to explore today. Heavy hands, heavy arms, deep breath. Now visualize the inner fountain pulling the energy from the ground as you take a deep inhale, pulling that energy from the deep waters that go up through the inseam of your legs, past pelvis into your upper body, and lift your upper body halfway here. Exhale. Take another deep inhale, pulling the deep waters up towards the upper body and towards your head. Fly. And exhale down. Even here, keep pulling your sitting bones back and your knees pulling forward. Last one, deep inhale, fly. Exhale down. On your next inhale, bring your arms and your hands all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, let your arms fall to the size of your body. And close your eyes if you're not there yet. Bend your knees even here and allow yourself a few seconds to feel. If you feel the call to sway side to side, letting the flows of your inner rivers move side to side, do that. Keep breathing deeply towards the sides of the pelvis. We'll move through our sun salutations, but we'll do it in a way that is coming from breath rather than just movement that could easily become something automatic. So we're trying to go deeper into places that might seem a little uncomfortable because they're too slow, too soft, but we're pulling the energy from a deeper place. We're pulling those movements from a deeper place, and you're moving things that you might not notice now, but I suggest You notice, you take note of what you're feeling after this, and even now, and drink tons of water after this. So come up to the front of your mat if you're using one. Separate your feet a little bit so they can be as wide as your hips. Bend your knees forward, your sitting bones pull back. Take a deep inhale, bring your arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, bring your hands to the front of your pelvis. Invite your pelvis to close at the front, sitting bones pulling back. Forward fold. Take a deep inhale from the deep waters. Fly. Exhale, place your hands on the ground. Step back. Downward facing dog. Sitting bones pull back. Explore your downward facing dog. Moving your hips side to side, your heels getting closer to the ground, alternating one and then the other. Pedaling your feet. Baby hands, so there's a little bit of a cave in the inner part of your hands. Now take a deep inhale. Ripple forward into your plank. Bend your knees on your plank, sitting bones pulling back here. Exhale, melt to the ground. You can bend your knees here and push with your sitting bones back, and your hands help you out. Or you can go directly without bending your knees. You can go push with your hands and sitting bones pull back. Whichever is easier for you or feels different. Hands in front of your chest. Find a little bit of a bounce here. Soften your hands. So instead of tensing, so the tendency is going to be to come here and be all tense, and your neck is going to tense, and your shoulders are going to tense even more. So the invitation here is to bring your hands in front of your chest. Soft hands, almost like zombie hands. Find a little bit of a bounce here. Sitting bones pulling back, knees pushing forward towards the ground. Lift your low belly. Lean forward. Take a deep inhale. Inflate your arms out. Fly. Even here, sitting bones are pulling back. Also, the tendency here is going to be to let your pelvis just collapse to the front. Instead of doing that, try to connect with the sensation of your sitting bone pulling back, your sitting bones pulling back, and your knees pushing forward. So there's a lengthening of your thigh bone. So take a deep inhale, inflate, fly. Even here, sitting bones pulling back, knees pushing forward. Exhale, lean forward. Soft hands in front of your chest. Last one, take a deep inhale, inflate. Exhale, hands to the ground in front of you, sitting bones pull back. Inhale, up and forward, spinal wave. Exhale, sitting bones back and up, knees off the ground, downward facing dog. Deep breath here. On your next inhale, walk towards your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Deep inhale, fly, halfway. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, down, hands down to the sides of your body, arms to the sides. Close your eyes and allow yourself a few seconds to feel. We'll do a couple more, and progressively faster, but rather than worrying too much about how much speed you have, try to go deeper into those places we've been exploring today and yesterday. So separate your feet as wide as your hips. Sitting bones pulling back, knees pushing forward. Take a deep inhale, inflate your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands in front of your pelvis. Invite your pelvis to close at the front. Rotate your legs internally. So you can even grab them and invite them to rotate internally. We're not just collapsing our knees, but we're just inviting our thighs to rotate internally, something that we usually don't do. Take a deep inhale, inflate halfway, fly. Exhale, hands on the ground. You can jump or step back. So you can jump or step back. Sitting bones back, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale, inflate forward, plank. Find softness here. Lift the low belly here. Bend your elbows. How soft can you make this? Baby hands. Exhale, melt to the ground. Inhale, push with your hands, pull with your sitting bones back. Exhale, hands in front of your chest, bounce. One time only, inhale, inflate. Sitting bones pulling back. Find the resistance of sitting bones pulling back and knees pushing forward. Exhale, hands on the ground in front of you, sitting bones pull back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Explore here your downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale and walk or jump towards your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, fly. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms up. And we continue. Exhale, hands in front of your pelvis. Close at the front. Rotate internally your legs. Inhale, fly. Exhale, hands to the ground, jump back. Inhale, ripple forward into your plank. Exhale, down and melt to the ground. Inhale, sitting bones pull back. Exhale, hands in front of your chest, bounce here. Tension your arms as you take a deep inhale, inflate, fly. Exhale, hands on the ground in front of you, sitting bones pull back. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, walk or jump towards your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, fly. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your arms to the sides. Close your eyes. Deep breath. Feel. Now separate your feet as wide as your hips, or maybe even a little bit wider. Bend your knees forward. Invite your legs to rotate internally. Sitting bones pull back. Lift the low belly. Come lower with your hips and your sitting bones pulling down towards the earth and back. So instead of going like this, there's a lift of your low belly. If this is as much as you want to do today, that's it. Begin to bounce here on your Vortex chair. Sitting bones pulling back, knees pulling forward. If that's too easy, go lower. Continue bouncing here, pulling your your knees forward and your sitting bones pulling back. Low belly is lifted. Inflate your armpits up a little bit. Soften your hands in front of your chest. Take a deep inhale, inflate and fly. As you exhale, bring the weight of your body towards your left side. So your left knee is going to push forward. Your left sitting bone is going to pull back. Take a deep inhale, inflate your right leg up, crane. Float your right leg up. Keep breathing deeply down to the sides of the pelvis. Exhale, bring your right leg down. Shift your weight to the right side. Take a deep inhale, inflate your left leg up. Keep breathing deeply towards the sides of the pelvis. Try to find a little bit of a rotation of your upper body towards the floating leg. So there's a spiral towards that floating leg. So your belly button is spiraling towards the floating knee, the left knee. Bend your standing knee. Exhale, shift your weight to the left side. Inhale, up. This time, as you bring your right leg down, you're going to bring it back and you're going to go into your lunge. So instead of just going, that's it, try to go with your breath as you take a soft exhale. And even here, find that rotation, that internal rotation of your legs. And you can do it with your hands. You can invite your legs to internally rotate. Find the outer edges of your left foot, connecting with the outer edges of your left knee and the outer edges of your left hip. Low belly is lifted. Bounce here. Keep breathing deeply towards the sides of the pelvis. Take a deep inhale here and a soft exhale here. Bounce here. Now, on your next inhale, you're going to find your warrior two legs. So inhale, warrior two legs. So instead of just going completely perpendicular, there's a little bit of an internal rotation on both legs, but your left foot is kind of a diagonal. So instead of just being straight forward, there's a little bit of a diagonal and internal rotation even here. And just try to not just go into it. Like what we would usually do is, okay, warrior two. Instead of doing that, let your breath guide you. So deep breath towards the sides of the pelvis. You can shift your weight side to side. Deep breath. Begin to inflate your arms up. Let your breath inflate the balloons underneath your armpits. So it's a little bit more like a monkey warrior too. Keep breathing deeply towards the sides of the pelvis. And now begin to stretch your arms out. Deep breath. Even here you can find a little bit of a bounce. Low belly is lifted. Deep breath. You can even bring a fist, both hands. Tension both arms. Bounce here on 3. On 2. 1. Downward facing dog. Deep breath to the sides of the pelvis. Take a deep inhale, ripple forward. Plank. Exhale, melt to the ground. Inhale, push back, sitting bones closer to the heels. Exhale, hands in front of your chest, bounce. Inhale, fly once. Exhale, hands in front of you on the ground. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees off the ground, downward facing dog. Breathe here. A deep inhale, walk forward towards your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, fly. Exhale, down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the sides. Separate your feet as wide as your hips or even wider. Bring the weight of your body to your right side. Inflate the left leg up. Float it. So instead of going all tense, that floating leg is soft, floppy leg. Bend your standing knee. Internally rotate your left leg and your right leg and begin to spiral your upper body towards the floating leg. Deep breath to the sides of the pelvis. Exhale, begin to bring your left leg back. Bounce here. Lift the low belly on your lunge. Sitting bones pulling back, knees pulling forward. Internally rotate your both legs. Deep breath. On 3. On 2. 1. Warrior 2. Use the inflation to bounce towards your warrior 2. So instead of just going boom, use the inflation to go into your warrior 2. And find it. Allow yourself to find it with your breath. Don't rush it. There's a little bit of a internal rotation of your right leg as a little bit of a diagonal. Now begin to inflate your arms up. Deep breath towards the sides of the pelvis. Low belly is lifted. Keep your sternum protecting the front of your heart. So instead of just going up and flaring your chest out, keep it there so it's protecting your heart. Deep breath, knees pushing forward, sitting bones pulling back. And now begin to stretch your arms out. Continue bouncing here. And now fists closed. Bring tension, but it's not coming from the superficial, not from the skin, but almost from the bones. Deep breath on 3. Stretch your arms out as much as you can, even as you tension your fist. 2. 1. Down. Inhale, inflate forward plank. Exhale, melt to the ground. Inhale, sitting bones back. Exhale, hands in front of your chest. Bounce. Breathe here. Inhale, bring your arms up this time. Continue finding that bounce. The hands and the arms don't have to be completely above the head. They can be a little bit in a diagonal. Now imagine you're grabbing a cloud with your hands. Tension your arms as you take a deep inhale, and your sitting bones are resisting to go forward. Your knees are pushing forward. Your sitting bones are pulling back. Begin to bring with tension that cloud towards your chest. So imagine you just grab the cloud and you're bringing it towards your chest, and your chest is going up towards the cloud. Deep breath, sitting bones resisting back. Long spine. Lengthen the back of your skull. Ustrasana. Deep breath. It doesn't have to be huge. Exhale. Sit on your heels. If that's too uncomfortable, you can go into your baby pose, or you can go with a bolster right underneath your sitting bones, between sitting bones and heels. And this one is a thick one. This is a thick bolster. You can use that. Feel free to explore. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be the most flexible person as you start doing this, or even if you're advanced, explore different ways to do this, and close your eyes if you're not there yet. Deep breath. And slowly begin to move into your resting position. Sitting bones on the ground. And make a beautiful landing. So instead of just throwing yourself on the ground, What if you resist, almost as if you were a leaf floating on a very dense air, and you softly lift your legs off the ground. Continue breathing deeply down to the sides of the pelvis. Lengthen the back of your skull. Deep breath. And exhale. Melt on the ground. Bend your knees before we go into our final softening, our Savasana. Allow yourself a few seconds to get there. Bend your knees, soles of your feet on the ground. Separate your feet as wide as your hips or even wider, and let your left knee fall to the ground and your right knee follows. Deep breath towards the right side, especially right side of your pelvis. Bring your left hand on top of your left knee. Your right hand can be on the ground, or if you prefer to go a little bit deeper, take a deep inhale, let your right knee push forward, and as it does this, it's gonna pull your right glute off the ground. Bring your right hand on top of your head as an elephant trunk. Breathe deeply towards the right side of your body. Rainbowing the right side, so imagine the distance between your right armpit and your right hip is growing longer. Deep breath. And exhale, move to the other side. Right knee falls to the right side, left knee follows. Right hand on top of your right leg. Left hand can be on the ground. If you want to go deeper, take a deep inhale, let your left knee push forward. That's going to separate your left glute off the ground. Right elbow floating heavy, right arm floating heavy, like an elephant trunk. Deep breath towards the sides of the pelvis, especially towards the left side. Opening the left side, a rainbow, big rainbow between your left armpit and your left hip. Deep breath. And come back to center. And spread your legs out and down, and your arms, and go into your Savasana. Breathing deeply towards the sides of the pelvis, melt to the ground. Allow your pelvis and the bones on your upper body to feel even heavier. And continue melting to the ground. And let your breath take you deeper. And even as you begin to come back, try to keep some of that depth. Taking a deep inhale, expanding out towards the sky. And as you exhale, letting that energy come back to your center. And again, deep inhale, grow bigger towards the sky and the universe, space. And exhale, bring some of that space, that energy back into your center. And begin to move your fingers and your toes. Spread your arms like a T. Stretch your legs out. Stretch your arms behind your head or in a diagonal or anywhere you want to, anywhere you feel the call you want to go. And slowly begin to come back to a sitting position. Try to keep your eyes closed as you do that. Allow yourself to continue expanding to those places we've been exploring, even as you finish this, even as you walk out, and even as you continue on your day, or if you're going into your night. Allow those sensations to keep spreading. Take a deep inhale and a soft exhale. And again, deep inhale. And soft exhale. And bring your right hand to the ground, or both hands to the sides or in front of you. Take one last sip of breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you for allowing yourself to explore these spaces and to be here with me, because that's how I feel it. I feel like space and time doesn't really make a difference. I'm right there with you. Thank you.